Hi there and welcome along. Today we're looking at the Ritz ABC that once stood proud in the seaside town of Cleethorpes, just a couple of miles away from the Ritz ABC in Grimsby. So off we go. Cleethorpes is a popular and traditional seaside resort with 3 miles of excellent sandy beaches and a wide promenade, and which today attracts up to 1 million visitors each and every year. The Ritz Cinema was situated at number 159 Grimsby Road and was operated by the Union Cinemas chain. It was built by Taylor and Coolbeck. The architect was Robert Cromie. It was opened on the 31st of July 1937 with Robert Douglas in Our Fighting Navy. 1,429 seats were provided in stalls and circle levels. It was equipped with a Compton 3-manual 6 ranks organ, which was opened by organist Robinson Cleaver. The first resident manager was Mr. M.J. Sharp. The projectors were Super Simplex from J. Frank Brockless & Co., and the sound was RCA. The opening was a grand occasion, and it was said that this Ritz was the most lavish and luxurious cinema ever to be built in Cleethorpes or Grimsby. The screen curtains were of the Union Cinemas house tabs design. Cheap seats close to the screen were 1 and 6, 6.5 pence in today's money, and they had their own entrance in the back alley. Telegrams of congratulations for the opening were received from all the great British stage and screen stars of the day: Tom Walls, Ralph Lynn, Gracie Fields, Cecily Courtledge, Sidney Howard, Jesse Matthews, Jack Buchanan and Anna Neagle. The Union Cinemas chain was taken over by ABC in October 1937, and Cleethorpes Ritz was one of the first to take the new ABC name in 1956. In 1947, the Grimsby Telegraph of Wednesday, October the 1st, reported that at the Ritz, 3 people had fainted, others buried their faces in their hands and groaned when a newsreel film showed a Dutchman who had studied the methods of Indian fakirs submitted to sword thrusts in the chest and stomach with apparently no ill effects. As a result, that part of the film was deleted. The 3 who fainted were a 50-year-old woman and 2 young men. During the 1953 floods, all that happened at the Ritz was that the organ pit flooded. The Compton organ was later removed to make space for the orchestra pit to be enlarged. The Compton was then installed in a private house in Buckinghamshire. Now, films put out by distributors in 1953 were deemed so poor that manager Bill Connolly decided to apply for a licence to stage variety shows at the cinema that summer. It was said that only dignified, high-standard productions would be offered and that no circus acts would be used. With the introduction of live shows, stars appearing included Harry Seacombe, Peter Sellers, Dickie Valentine, Morecambe and Wise, Frankie Vaughan, Billy Fury, Adam Faith, Cliff Richard and the Shadows, Helen Shapiro and Bruce Forsyth, to name but a few. And in November 1959, when rock and roll singer Marty Wilde came to town to appear at the Ritz, police dogs were called to control frenzied crowds in Cleethorpes. The Ritz ABC Cleethorpes was closed on the 12th of August 1972 to be split in 2. The former stores became a bingo club, and a 483-seat cinema opened in the former Circle on the 26th of October 1972. For a time there, the Cleethorpes ABC played films in parallel with the Grimsby ABC, which, as we've already stated, was just a couple of miles away. Changing fortunes saw a gradual decline, leading to its ultimate demise, and the Ritz ABC being put on the market. The final curtain came down on September the 10th, 1982. The final film was Kentucky Fried Movie, and only 47 people attended that very last night. On that final night, as the film was shown, projectionist Mike Bannister placed a poignant title on the cinema canopy. That's all, folks. short while after closure, a new box sign was erected on the old ABC, declaring it now to be a Canon cinema, thus raising hopes in the minds of many that the cinema would indeed reopen. A week later, the sign was removed again and transferred to the ABC in Grimsby, just down the road, where it should have been erected in the first place. Now, the building, being empty for a long time, suffered a serious fire in April 1985, and firefighters tackled a blaze at the once grand ABC. When crews had arrived, a store of furniture at the rear of the ground floor was well alight. 8 men in breathing apparatus entered the smoke-filled building to bring the flames under control. In 1991, plans were unveiled to demolish the Ritz Cinema and replace it with a petrol station or a drive-in restaurant. And in 1992, it was put up for sale to the tune of £210,000 after plans to convert it into shops and snooker halls fell foul of the recession. McDonalds submitted plans to demolish the former cinema and rebuild a 60-seater diner with drive-through. By the summer of 1993, the building had indeed been reduced to rubble, and a former Ritz staff member had the forethought to save a little piece of history. In 2017, Barbara Connolly, the wife of the Ritz's former manager, said that it was a sad day indeed. "I was heartbroken," she said. "It had such a lot of memories for both of us and my kids as well. Before I was married to Bill, I spent 11 years at the Ritz, from being an usherette at almost 16 years old to working there until 1948. Barbara and husband Bill Connolly lived on Grimsby Road at the time. She went across the road to the Ritz, now completely demolished. There was literally just piles of bricks. She was approached by one of the workers and she told him that she wanted a brick. He said, "Any particular one?" Barbara said she required just one, and when he inquired the reason why, she told him her husband had been manager and he was pulling down a beautiful theatre. Returning home with the brick, her bemused husband simply said, "What the hell have you got there?" The brick has been retained over the years since. Well, that's about it for this one. I really hope you enjoyed it a lot. Until next time now, be good to each other and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.